I actually would like everyone to stand up, stretch our legs a little bit, get the blood flowing. Now take one step forward. Okay, imagine doing that running for 6 million more times from San Francisco University. Well, that's exactly what Nels Madsen, the founder of Try for Number One Foundation, did to raise funds and awareness for the Wounded Warrior Project to honor the last wish of the fallen Navy SEAL Christopher George Campbell. You may be seated. Before I tell you about Nels Madsen's journey, let me rewind a little bit and tell you about the Add to Orlando Public Service Project and how it began in the May of 2024. So Add to Orlando was relatively quiet. Our engagement was down. So when I was becoming the president of Add to Orlando, hi, my name is Karen. I knew that we needed a project that would energize our club. We wanted to make a big impact that would help pull creatives and local advertisers together and hype Add to Orlando up. Fortunately, there was a nonprofit that had just the bombastic event that we could use to help for our public service project. Try for Number One Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit that performs triathlon-inspired events for the number one causes of heroes, from running on foot from from Florida to Washington, D.C. to raise money for children overseas, to biking across the country twice to raise money for the Children's Hearts Foundation. Nels Madsen is dedicated to supporting the causes that matter to other people. I met Nels Madsen. I have a personal connection to him in 2022 from a class that I teach, when my students chose his nonprofit as their topic for a social media project. Sorry, excuse me, that was the worst place to talk. Should have went this way. So, Nels in 2022 was originally set to, or going to attempt to break the world record for the fastest run across the United States. He was doing this to honor the last wish of fallen Navy SEAL Christopher George Campbell, who died in the Extortion 17 helicopter crash in 2011. Nels knew the family of Chris Campbell, and the family, upon his death, found a note in his will that said if he were not to make it home, he wanted people to donate to the Wounded Warrior Project to honor and support the veterans who did come home. So Nels wanted to be Chris's literal foot messenger across the country, sharing his legacy and spreading his message. Unfortunately, Nels suffered an injury in 2022 that prevented the start of his world record attempt. So his new attempt start date was 2024. So I reconnected with Nels upon becoming president of Add to Orlando and said, hey, would you like support for the campaign for Project Campbell's Call? And that's how our public service project was born. Well, that's not working. So we hit the ground running, and the pun is fully intended. Our onboarding call with Nels as our client was May 28th, 2024, as I was building my board. The world record attempt was set to begin in September of 2024. So that is on Labor Day. That is 3 months to get ready for the campaign and build it out. They asked us to do our marketing and communications. So we wanted to get a little more specific. We came up with 3 objectives. Number 1, upon evaluation of the brand, we realized that they had more room to establish a more clear brand identity standards to ensure their foundation longevity. Number 2, of course, we would execute social marketing and PR for the campaign, so marketing and communications. And our little third hidden objective, not hidden, internal objective, was to garner engagement and enthusiasm for Add to Orlando. So let's take a look at how we did that. So the very first thing you needed to do was to find the brand. If you Googled Try for Number One, it gave you a very mixed bag of results, and that's because all of their branding, well, that's odd. I swear to God, it was fine before. No, look at it this way. All of their branding was mixed-matched based on different projects that they had done in the past. So Project Campbell's Call was separately branded from their foundation logo, which was a penguin, based on the idea that many penguins together can accomplish very incredible feats, such as the ideal of Try for Number One. They also had a Run Sign Up platform. Run Sign Up is a virtual run platform where runners can log miles to race Nels as he runs across the country, and non-runners can go in and donate directly to the Wounded Warrior Project. The Wounded Warrior Project set up the Run Sign Up, so it was branded with WWP branding. Fortunately, the Wounded Warrior Project was 100% on board with supporting Project Campbell's Call in whatever way that we needed to. Sorry, guys, I'm having some difficulties. Of course, this is why I need a clicker. Oh well, sorry, you don't get to see it. But the only existing website that Try for Number One had was fully branded with Project Campbell's Call and very minimally related to Try for Number One. So we hit the ground running, like I said. Our very first meeting of the year, this is our kickoff meeting because we literally get a gavel from my immediate past president for Attitude Orlando, was to define the brand. Right off of the bat, within that first meeting, by the end, we had established a more clear identity standard. Oh, you know, it looks like my computer disconnected from the internet. Is it possible to pause the time for like half a second?
Go.
I'm going.
I know this isn't a you problem.
There we go.
Let's go, Gabby.
3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you. Okay, so within our very first meeting, we had left at the end of the day with a more clear set of brand identity standards for Trifork number 1. We established their mission and we redeveloped their logo to maintain emphasis on the penguin. We established clear branding identity standards for their logos, for their color palettes, for their fonts, and then established different sub-logos that they can use for projects that directly relate back to their original logos, so that way they can reuse this template for any other future projects that they want to do. While our creative and communication team was working on the branding, our digital strategy team was working on defining who we're speaking to and how we can reach them. So we developed 3 target audience personas for Trifork number 1, 2 evergreen personas for the longevity of the brand, and 1 specific to Project Canvas called all 3 that we would attempt to target with this campaign. So the 2 evergreen personas are Running Riley, who is a runner inspired by the triathlon nature of Trifork number 1's events, who can be best reached through Instagram, news articles, and word of mouth according to our team's secondary research. And then Supporter Skylar, who is a philanthropist who can be best reached through display ads, emails, and news articles. And then Veteran Veronica, who is particularly inspired by Chris Campbell's message for Project Campbell's Call. Veteran Veronica can be best reached through Facebook, through internal newsletters, and through news articles. Maybe that's how you Our strategy then was to use Google or paid ads if possible, and on that, PR support to reach those news articles, email marketing, and then organic social. Now, I say a pin in Google Ads and display ads because it takes a lot of money to run across the country. Think about all the money it would take to do a road trip from San Francisco to New York City. Now, multiply that because the guy running has to eat over 10,000 calories a day, and he has to have a crew taking care of him to make sure that he stays hydrated and eats and stays alive. So every dollar that Trifork number 1 raised for their operations went straight back into supporting the crew and the running. So there was no money in the budget for just paid ads, and there was no time on our end from what we're already doing to solicit for sponsorships. We did advise the team, the Trifork number 1 team, on how to fill out a Google grant to apply for Google Ads, and unfortunately the application was not processed in time for the event. What is happening? So that translates into these deliverables. The objective 1, brand identity, of course, we need to define their branding, and then integrate that into any collateral that they need. PR would be supporting those news articles, including building out a media kit and supporting pitching. We would do email marketing through the Run Sign Up platform, and then help out with organic social, including auditing, building out and cleaning up channels, and then doing the content support for the event along the way. So let's take a closer look at what that looks like. It's July now. We have T-2 months until Nels begins running the world record attempt from San Francisco. We've got our brand identity built out. Now they need to raise more money to help make this run happen. We applied that brand identity to a new sponsorship book that Trifork number 1 could then use to send out to potential interested sponsors to support the operations of the run. Our next project was PR support. We were able to collaborate with the Warrior Project's PR team. So in July, our PR communication team met with WWP and decided on the split of duties. So our team was to help build out the EPK, write the press releases and the media advisories. We have partnered with a local photographer and videographer and got high quality photos, videos, and sound bites of interviews for Nels to send out to media outlets for pitching. Learned that time. And then Wounded Warrior Project was to help support with the pitching across the cities, and we would help with back pitching as well as pitching for the San Francisco kickoff. So effectively, Wounded Warrior Project was pitching for larger publications and going into the city saying, hey, Nels will be running for your city. We were pitching for the kickoff and then saying, hey, Nels did run for your city. Here are photos that connect different landmarks in your city. Go back and support Wounded Warrior Project. Still in July, so we have some time to do some social media auditing and cleaning. Like I mentioned, there are various disconnected and disparate social media channels for Trifork number 1 in their various projects, so we consolidated when possible and applied the new branding for a more consistent brand image. We also came up with a social media content strategy, established different buckets of content for the event itself, for the kickoff of the run, and established established a shared drive with the crew that would be literally on the ground going across the country, because we didn't do that, we stayed in Florida, so that we could get photos literally updated on the app. All right, it's August now. The run is right around the corner, so we still need a website with the new branding. Our web development team was hard at work developing, outlining, and then creating this website, so we built out the website with the new branding for Tricor #1, which emphasized Project Camel's Call as its current main project that can be easily adapted for the longevity of the foundation in the future. As you saw, our creative team did a lot of work on collateral and assets for this. We did all of the collateral for the website. We did merch designs for t-shirts for the crew, and then anything that they might needed on the ground, including magnets for the vehicles, postcards to be handed out to help spread word of mouth, and then large RV design for the banners. Okay, so still August, we go into the run sign up and build our collateral and brand identity into the run sign up. We make sure that there is an email capture on the run sign up for any visitors who go in, and that way we can add them to our segmented email list. And then we help build out the segmented emails list from prior email lists that our clients had in CSV, Excel formats, and upload them into the internal like MailChimp backend of the run sign up. All right. Right before the run starts, our PR team begins pitching for San Francisco news coverage, and we landed a beautiful local story on Fox that was so successful, that people actually recognized Nels when we got there. All right, it's September. Nels begins his world record run attempt from San Francisco City Hall. We start email marketing in the run sign up, encouraging prior supporters of Tricor #1 projects and any other individuals who have signed up because they wanted to raise virtually against Nels to donate to Wounded Warrior projects. We just developed the email collateral and the copy. Then our PR team was all hands on deck for the duration of the event, so Nels was running from September to October. Our PR team, like I mentioned, was doing follow-up pitching for local cities around the country with original media lists that they developed. In all, they did 265 pitches, which led to 20 press stories and millions of media impressions. And, of course, there was a ton of social media content, original organic content. Our social media team was all hours of the day checking on Nels' progress, collecting photos from that shared drive to make sure that we had the most updated stats. So we were sharing updates, developing stories, sharing anything, tagged. Our total work was 9 reels, courses, templates that can be reused by the clients for future projects. We did 62 posts in total across Instagram and Facebook, and then 15 stories and various highlights and covers. So, on October 24th, 2024, Nels made it to New York City Hall, which ended his world record attempt for world's fastest run across America. Unfortunately, he did not break the world record, but making it on a transcontinental run in general is an incredible feat, and he made it in the top 5 fastest times of the event. And that's in North America, New York City. But how did our campaign do? Well, let's go back to our 3 original objectives. Did we develop more clear brand identity standards for Tricor #1 to ensure longevity? Yes, they have now new clear logos that can be easily adapted to other projects, an 18-page brand identity book, a sponsorship book, a website with a very clear brand identity that the clients can go in and use themselves, an email marketing platform that is loaded that they can reuse, and then create templates and train them on how to use Canva. Executive social marketing, execute social media and marketing and PR during the run. We did that. Our website gained hundreds of views and clicks. Our organic social was able to gain thousands of impressions. As I mentioned, our PR news stories landed millions of impressions across the country. And overall, WWP we were able to help raise $14,807 for the Wounded Warrior project. And regarding engagement and enthusiasm for Agile Lander, as you can tell, I'm talking really fast because there's a lot that I have to fit into this presentation because we did a ton. A project that involved this much at this quick of a pace required a lot of work, and it would not have been possible without the amazing board and volunteers of Agile Lander, who overall collectively contributed 465 hours of the campaign, which equates to almost $70,000 at the local market rate. And we were recognized by Wounded Warrior Project when Nels was granted a gratitude plaque by Wounded Warrior Project. Wounded Warrior Project invited Agile Orlando to the headquarters in gratitude. And that's it.